so glad you could join us. So tell me your name and a little bit about your work and how you came to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, so my name is Asa Badaczewska, and I own Asha Brow's company. Asha Brow's company was developed on the idea of honestly, I started from the basement of my home, and I did not realize what was going to become out of this. It was something that kind of fell into my hands, I would say. I started threading eyebrows in the basement of my own home and after that, I realized that a hobby became a passion. And once that passion developed into what it is today, I realized that it's endless options from there. It kind of goes to entrepreneurship in the form of a business. And then that's when my love for business kind of fell into my hands as well. So it's kind of a domino and a spiral effect where one thing led to another, another led to another, and I'm slowly finding out what I love to do. And whether it's brows and lashes, whether it's interacting with people, whatever it is, now I found this love for business and finding out what people love and what they want. And I love providing them the best and the most quality work that I can. And then that's what just keeps me motivated to keep going. So I don't know.
That's so exciting. Congratulations on all your success. When you think back to the early days when you were working out of your basement, what did it take to go from that to having this incredible studio now that you're serving so many people in Cedar Falls?
I would say a strong support system that has truly shaped into who I am today. The people that are around me and continue to be around me are the foundation of what this is. Whether it is my family, my friends, my clients, and the people who put their trust in me from day one, that is truly what has made what it is today. And having a support system that has your back through everything, whether it's telling you their opinion, which sometimes you don't have to listen to, but it's good to always have, to just having somebody to lean on and say, hey, this is tough, or hey, how do I do this? Just having those mentors and people that are looking out for you is a blessing.
How did you find other like-minded people, people who are passionate about your work and about doing brows and all the things that come with that? Because I know you were really strategic about hiring people and making sure they were trained to your level.
Yep. I knew that my practice needed licensed estheticians, and one of my methods was, social media is a huge platform now, and it is to showcase your portfolio. And for me, seeing work that estheticians were proud of and then going to them and saying, hey, just like we are doing right now, let's have a chat, let's go get some dinner, let's go have a coffee, super casual. I kind of did it in a different way. I didn't put out a form where it was like, hey, I'm hiring. It was more so, I'm going to come to you because you've showed me something that I love and that you're capable of. And that's how I got the three girls that are a part of Ashbra's company now. Just by showcasing their work and me loving their personality and truly their passion and showcasing their work. So
That's great. You have now this successful business, but how did that happen? What are the steps that someone needs to take like you to turn a hobby into a lucrative career?
I would say consistency and dedication. And I know those are kind of terms that are tossed around, but consistency is one thing that I say is huge because it's not just consistent in the way of doing the work that you have to do. It's also looking further within yourself with self improvement and constantly changing and modifying and looking for different ways to just expand. I think you have to be honest with yourself and you have to truly be willing to do that dirty work and find out what it is that will get you to where you want to be. And consistency has done that because I've always stayed true to my values, my morals, and I've always stayed true to also doing that work within myself, even when it was hard. Um, so there's no, direct pathway, but I would say consistency is that main thing that has always held me accountable because I always said, if I'm honest and I love what I do and I want to put out the best work that I absolutely can, and I will pay for the trainings that I have to do, and I will put my all into the girls that I hire, that consistency is what has led to where I am right now. Um, yeah.
That's great. When you think about the concept of browse and all the services around it, isn't it bizarre to think that even like 10 years ago, a business like yours maybe wouldn't have existed, or if it did, it would never rise to the level of professionalism that you're executing. So, how do
Yeah.
you feel being innovative in the field of service to people, in this case for browse?
Yeah. I mean, to look back even, 5, 10 years and just seeing how the brow community has developed is absolutely insane. I mean, and I'm not just speaking on here in town, but if you look up brow accounts, there are so many successful, talented individuals that have just really put their all into brows. So seeing the way that has really transformed throughout the years is actually amazing to watch. Even, when I look back at my work and I see the way I used to do brows and then seeing how trends have changed, even through when COVID happened and the fluffy brow trend became a thing. And then it was like, boom, lamination services became a thing. And so, really, just adapting and becoming a brow artist is something, even for myself, when people ask me, what do you do? For me, saying I'm a brow artist, that was just the weirdest thing, to be honest, for me to say. And so I tried to really sit down and figure out, okay, how do I get comfortable with saying I'm a brow artist and being so confident in it and people not looking at you like, is she really serious? So I think it's building that confidence for me was saying I am a brow artist and I'm successful from it. Um, that was really, really hard, but just seeing the transformation and what you can really do for, I mean, everybody has brows, for so, um, for our clients, that's their biggest insecurity sometimes, and just being able to provide that service and not having them to just go into like a nail salon or going to a hair salon. Not that there's anything against it, but that's where I feel as though those services kind of started and established is the hair salons were doing them. And so for that service to be now stepped back and saying, okay, well, we're going to make a whole other service and industry out of this, that was really cool to watch.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
You grew up in the US, but you have a Bosnian heritage. Talk about what it means for your family and your extended family to see you be a successful entrepreneur in the US.
Yeah, so I was born in Slovenia and we immigrated to the United States when I was 6. It's not usually the common story of us going through the war, but I came here because my father had gotten sick in Poland. So I'm half Bosnian, half Polish. And he had gotten sick, so we came here, and my aunt was already here. Um, and honestly, at that point, for my mom as a single mom, with really nothing left, she wanted opportunity and she always looked for opportunity. And her number one priority was education. If you talk to any immigrant family, normally the number one thing they will say is education is their priority. And I think it takes the generations after to fulfill their dream of education. And that was most important to me. So before I even became a brow artist and went into the esthetician world, I actually got my Bachelor of Arts in psychology. And I would say that really stemmed into even what my business is today because working with people is the core of it all. You need to know what people want to hear. You need to know what people just want to be heard at the end of the day. And psychology really instilled that in me is people want to be listened to. They want to hear their story, and that was most important to me. And I think that just became with being an immigrant is everybody has a story, and we wanted to tell it, and we wanted to fulfill the our parents' prophecy of just getting an education and staying consistent. So that was just really important for me is when we moved to the United States to get my education and to let that guide me. And I mean, I'm a huge believer that you don't need an education. I truly believe that some talents and some skills can be learned just through trade, and people can be very successful through that. But that was my way of, fulfilling my mom's story of the education. And to this day, I'm very thankful for it because it has opened up my eyes to other things. And gotten me to where I am at the end of the day. So
That's a great story. Thank you for sharing that.